All right, now let's have a look on configuration of distributed architecture. And this time we prepared 5 virtual collectors in order to configure the distributed architecture. The only thing I did on them before I started this recording is that I accepted end user agreement license and turn off the monitoring page because I'm not going to use them here. This one is going to be my top priority master unit, so I'm going to say this is part of distributed architecture and it's top priority master unit. I will save it, and now basically this is the same thing I'm going to do in the configuration center of all other 4 collectors. I set up 4 additional because I want to set up a proxy unit with 2 slave units and standalone slave unit, so that's why I have so many collectors. And let's do this actually on all of them. So I switch them over to a distributed unit. So this device is part of distributed architecture. What it does, it will delete all the data and prepare it for listening on specific ports. So I'm just going to do that on all of them. They are freshly deployed, so they don't have anything specific on them. No need to worry about losing anything for sure. So I'm sure. And as you can see, the first one is still switching, so we wait for that to finish because we need all of them to be like this one. You can see this one is now top priority master unit, and we have the configuration option. If we switch to the others, you see we lose pretty much all the configuration. And now we can begin. So let's start with this IP address, which is our new unit. So we assign it a new unit. Address is this one, role. This one is going to be standalone slave unit, and we call it stand alone call, for instance. And we can leave the rest as it is, so it will make it to the unassigned device. Now, if we want to assign it to source group, as you can see, there is no source group. So first thing, we need to create a new source group. We can call this one, it will be round robin HQ, because this is going to be a group in the headquarter where we have only the standalone slave unit. So, okay. This is that, when there is this initialization of unassigned unit, it can take some time. So when there is one command in progress, you need to wait for that one to finish, and then it will actually start. So you need to wait a bit. Now it has proceeded. If you want to see if it's completed or not, you can. Oh, yes, that one is completed. It took a bit longer, so we can now assign it to that HQ group. And the fact is, I'm not going to need all the 4 other collectors anymore, because I can do it from now on just on this top priority master device. So I'm just going to wait for it to do everything. So you see we have now one source group with 1 collector. So it's time to assign a new unit, which is going to be proxy. Let's call it, I don't know, BRN proxy, so it will be on the different side. As an example, it's not, but let's pretend it is 10.124.154. Role, this one is going to be proxy, so you will see a difference between standalone slave and the proxy group. Then we will have BRN slave unit 1, or we can call it call 1, for instance. And it has 10.124.155. This one is going to be a slave, and you can see we are going to say that next hop proxy is BRN proxy. and then we do another unit, which is going to be brn call 2 with 10.100.24.156, and that's going to be slave with the same proxy. So now we need to assign the slave units to that proxy, so this one and this one, both of them we can do at the same step. So you can see they are there. We will create a new source group where we keep round robin, even though I'm going to show you the ADS, so there is not going to be ideal, but let's call this BRN, for instance, round robin. And we assign this proxy group into that group. Sorry, wrong button. This one to BRN. And we need to wait for some time again for that to finish. Okay, so finally we have our proxy group here as well. So you can see we have proxy with 2 collectors. Now, if we want to do any kind of configuration of either the group or the collectors, you need to do it from here. So on a group, of course, you do it here. There is the button for remote FCC, which will open that, and there you can configure the things which are relative for the source group. So you can see it's a time zone, email, a few things where if there is a lock you cannot configure it. If there is a just I, it means you can see it. Of course, for the group will be the listening ports configuration. That one is important for source group. So that's something you can configure here, potentially resource manager as well, where you will configure the portas for all sources, because that's relative for source group, as you can see by this icon over here in the corner. Then you have option to do configuration of the proxy as well. When you open the configuration for proxy again, you can see that it's relative to source group, so you can change it. You can see it read only. The same thing is if you want to go for the collector, you go here and open that part, and you see you cannot do some things on the units. You can just configure the management interfaces, DNS, and other things on them. Now, if you want to do any kind of updates or installation, you do it on top priority master. So what we are going to do is we will install ADS on all the units. So we start an update, and you will see it will take some time to actually finish, because it will do all the units at the same time. It just needs to update and everything. So you can observe it from the top priority master, or there is always an option to do it by SSH. So what you can do is you might want to open the SSH console. I have it ready here. And just go to SSH as Flowmon user to that time down 124.153 to yes, I want to add it. Default password is here, so I log in with the password, and now I can do tail -f var log package install log. It will take a bit of time because there isn't yet any installation running. That file is uploaded now, but you will see shortly that there is some progress when the installation will start on the priority master. That one will install first, then it will go to proxy, standalone collector, collector 1, collector 2. So this will take some time. So I will pause this right here, and we'll get back to you once this is finished. Okay, after the break, I actually managed to install the ADS because there wasn't enough quota assigned, or free quota of the collectors to install the ADS. Now it's done. So you can see my distributed architecture is all green, all good here. So if I go to the monitoring center, I will be, or actually let's create some prettify profiles from presets, because that will be easier. I don't need to create it by myself. So let's go to the presets and install there for us one of the predefined. So let's use, for instance, DNS. It's fine. Just go edit DNS. We add it to the admin. That's just fine. All sources. Shadow. Oh, let's make it real actually, so you see the difference. 1 gig, just fine. Create without recalculation. We don't have any data, so recalculation doesn't make sense. And click on install. So we wait for this to finish. Why it should create t-start? Interesting. Okay. Let's try a different one. Continue. Might have a trouble with the fact that I don't have any channels in my life. Let's see. That could be the reason why it's failing here. We shall see right now if it will fail here. Okay, yeah, so it's definitely because of that. Monitoring center analysis. All right, so we do a simple thing and just send flow data to the proxy unit. I will use one of the machines here to send me data to the proxy. Sorry, I just don't remember now the IP address, so I will just quickly check it. It's 154. So we shall have there soon some data. So I'm going to add a target to 154 for 4000, that's fine. 100, 154, save. Okay, so since this is not working yet, I will actually show you the configuration of anomaly detection system. So let me bring up the CLI, because for ADS you need to start with the CATS wizard. So this is the script, CATS wizard, PI, and you just enter it. It will say, do you want to start master configuration? Yes, we are on the top priority master, so we want to start master configuration. The ADS has just single master, so it doesn't make sense to have two. Like if you want to have 2 master units, you would need to do like 2 separate ADS configuration. So that's not something that I'm going to do here. We are going to assign new unit to the master. Let's assign first the slave, which is 10.100.24.52. You will be prompted for a phone and password because it will install SSH keys. So we have one slave now. Assign new unit, proxy, that will be 10.154, oh sorry, 10.100.24.154, that's our proxy. Takes a bit of time again. Okay, so we have a proxy assign. Let's assign new unit to proxies. So it's number 3, proxy 1. It's 10.100.24.155. Okay, and last one 3. First proxy 10.100.24.156. And basically this will finalize as a last step for configuration of ADSDA we need to do in the CLI. If we want to change the name, we can do that later on. I will show you how, but let's wait for this to finish. So we can see now we have master with a single slave, one proxy with 2 slave units. And now we have new flow source detected, so that's good. We should be able to create the profiles later on, but let's focus now because we don't have all the profiles yet. It will take some time to show up here anyway. Let's check the ADS so you see the difference for the distributed architecture. It's not a big, but it's good to be aware that there is slight difference. Because the ADS is available only on the top priority master UI. I'm not going to go through Wizard because that's a part. It's really pretty much the same, like non-DA ADS. The only difference here is that you need to specify the location of the profile. So you can see we have here a data feed. So this one can be changed, and here is the difference. So we have slave 24, and then because that's the network 24.52.155.156, you can see these are the names we have there. Of course, if you want to modify it, then you can exit from here and data ADS etc, and okay, here we don't have it, right? Yes, because we are on the master. Here is config. Here is the configuration for the, like this was made by the wizard. You can do it manually, but you probably don't want to do that. It's just easy to use the wizard in my opinion. So now if we want to change the names of the slave unit, what we need to do is to go to the specific slave unit. So we can go to 52 and just modify that file. So this one is data ADS get config, and here you will find the name which was generated automatically. We are going to change it into standalone call. Then we can do the same on 154. I haven't been on this host yet, as you can see. Oh, this is proxy. Okay, so 155, sorry. Yes. I actually changed also the host name so I see them properly. Data ADS cat config, and here this one is, oh sorry, insert, and this one is brn-call1, brn-call1, and we do the same for, let's copy this one actually so it will be faster. 156. I made a mistake with the password. Oh, I haven't changed hostname here. Anyway, it's brn call 2. Now, once these changes are done, what you need to do is to restart the ADS. So the easiest thing is to go to versions here, click on stop, and once that one is finished, we can click on start. So it stopped. We might have here some mismatch, that's fine. What we can do now is to start again. All right, so once we have it started, we can go back to anomaly detection system, and now you should see the change. So you will see that if we go into it, click on edit data feed, we see the name we used. So you can see we have the channels. Generally, it might be a good idea to use different profile than all sources, because then if you have multiple sources, you need to select them all the time whenever they change. So let's actually do that. So let's go back to the configuration center, and we shall, or actually dashboards and reports, that's where I wanted to go. And let's, oh, okay. We have the dashboards, but without proper configuration. So let's delete them. Dashboard, delete dashboard. Let's go with the presets. Select, see to install, continue to users, yes, ADS, real, that's fine, continue. So now we have this one done. Which one might be routing protocol services traffic? Okay, let's try this one as well. Traffic.ntm. Done. All right, so we shall have now our dashboards. There are not going to be any data because the traffic is just started to be collected, but you can see we are getting some information already populated. Same for the traffic NPM. You can see there are some data already coming in. And we are actually going to monitoring center, so you can see the difference for the profiles there. If we edit this profile, you will see that based on the source group where we have traffic, you can assign the size for the real profiles. For Shadow, of course, we are not configuring anything, so you will see that here in this profile, for example, that there is nothing actually assigned, or it's just a mag, so we can increase that one. Let's do the same for this reply. We actually changed this one to shadow, for instance, because we don't need this as real. And then in ADS, we can use this DNS profile just as example to show you how this works. Okay, so we go to settings. And you will see when I select or edit this field, I have, for instance, this assign, and I can activate it now. And the ADS will start processing the events and everything. And that's pretty much it for the DA configuration in user interface as well as in the user CLI.